Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pickdawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shop Breakdown. We're going to go over 5 college basketball games for Sunday, November 27th, 2022. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below, and if you're looking for my best bets, you can always find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here are the games we're going to talk about for Sunday's card in college basketball. First up, we see a 3:30 Eastern start time between North Carolina and Alabama. This one on ESPN in the Phil Knight Invitational. Now, North Carolina is currently ranked number 1, but they will not be ranked number 1 for much longer, as they just suffered an upset loss to Iowa State, 70-65. They also struggled a little bit in that game against Portland, 89-81 win in the end, but they did not cover the spread. They were laying 14 points, so not the best weekend right now for North Carolina, and I don't like this matchup for them against Alabama either. Alabama's losing. They lost to UConn in their most recent game by 15 points, but that is a very, very good UConn team. They're ranked 8th in KenPom. Now you're facing number 22 ranked North Carolina in KenPom, and I think Alabama has a lot of big advantages in this game. First of all, this is the second ranked offensive rebounding team in the country, going up against a North Carolina team that in recent years was really strong on the glass, but this season not so much. They're ranked outside the top 100 in both offensive and defensive rebounding. Alabama is a team that's pretty volatile on offense. They shoot a lot of three-pointers. They're very, very quick on offense, 21st ranked in average possession length, but that's not really North Carolina's style. I do think they're going to struggle with that. North Carolina likes to slow things down on defense, ranked 265th in average possession length, but I think Alabama is going to dictate the pace in this game. I think Alabama is the much better team. I'm going to take Alabama here on the money line in this one. Next up, we see another game in the Phil Knight Invitational, this one between Iowa State and UConn. It's going to be a 10 o'clock Eastern start time on ESPN. Now, Iowa State 5-0 to start the season, coming off back-to-back upset wins over Villanova and North Carolina. Now, they're still very, very impressive wins in my opinion. However, just not as impressive as it would be a few years back or even last year. I do think both Nova and North Carolina are in down years this season, especially Villanova. I know North Carolina was ranked number 1, but I'm not really sure what the AP poll saw when they ranked at North Carolina number 1. I don't think that they deserve to be ranked there. So I don't really put, I do think Iowa State's wins are awesome. They're going to help their resume when it comes to March Madness, and now they have a much better shot at earning an at-large bid when it comes to the NCAA tournament. But this is a very, very good UConn team. They just took down Alabama, like we just mentioned, that 15-point win. Before that, a blowout victory over Oregon. Before those 2 wins, they played a pretty weak schedule. Teams like Buffalo, UNC Wilmington, but they've taken care of business in all of their games. 7-0 to start the season. They're top 15 in adjusted offensive and defensive efficiency. A very good shooting team. They're a good rebounding team. I think UConn is the much better team, and this could be a letdown spot for Iowa State after that unbelievable upset over North Carolina. So give me the UConn Huskies here laying the points. Next up, we see a morning game between Stanford and Memphis. This one at 11 a.m. Eastern, ESPNU in the ESPN Events Invitational. Now, I do think this is a bad matchup for Stanford. This is a Stanford team that last year had big issues shooting the 3-ball and with turnovers. They were ranked 349th in the nation in turnover percentage on offense. Now, they have improved that number this year so far, but they're still ranked 247, so they still have those problems, and they still have big problems shooting the 3-ball, 320th in the country. You bring in a team like Memphis that plays such a tough style of defense. Penny Hardaway teams, they usually force plenty of turnovers. We're already starting to see that this year from Penny Hardaway's bunch, as they're ranked 50th in the nation in turnover percentage on defense. This is the 20th ranked adjusted defensive efficiency team, and we've mentioned in a couple videos back, this Memphis team under Penny Hardaway is usually in the top 50, if not the top 30, in adjusted defensive efficiency every single season. They're so good defensively, and the offense this year is actually pretty solid, ranked inside the top 50 in adjusted offensive efficiency. They're a good rebounding team, and Stanford's good on the defensive glass, not so much on the offensive side of things. I don't think Stanford's offense is going to have a good day in this one. They're ranked outside the top 80 in adjusted offensive efficiency for a reason. Not the best shooting team. They turn the ball over a lot, and that's Memphis. That's what they love to do on defense, is force those turnovers, get those fast break opportunities. It's why they play fast on offense, 75th ranked in average possession length. So give me Memphis here. Just a really bad matchup for Stanford in my opinion. In our next game, we see Stetson taking on Campbell. It's going to be a 1 o'clock Eastern start time, ESPN+. Stetson opened its season with 3 straight upset wins. They were underdogs against Florida State, South Florida, and Rider. They won all 3 of those games. The Florida State win on the road, South Florida as well, but then that Rider game was at a neutral site. They did lose their first game of the season back on November 19th, so over a week ago against Niagara, 66-62. Now, this Stetson offense is really dependent on their three-point shot. They're ranked 34th in the nation right now in three-point shooting percentage. Now, I still think the Stetson team is going to be a good shooting team as we near the conference play and the end of non-conference play. But are they going to be able to hold on to that 34th ranked three-point shooting, 68th ranked effective field goal percentage? I just don't think so. Now, this is a team that still takes care of the basketball, is good on the offensive glass, but I do think that those numbers are a little bit unsustainable offensively. And when you look at the defensive side of things, this is a very bad Stetson defense, ranked 312th in the country in adjusted defensive efficiency. They force virtually no turnovers. They're not very good on the defensive glass. They struggle to defend the perimeter. And Campbell is a very good three-point shooting team themselves, ranked 64th in three-point shooting percentage, 94th in effective field goal percentage. They're not great on the offensive glass, but they're strong on the defensive glass. So if they're forcing Stetson to take some tough shots, which they should be able to do, as this is a pretty good Campbell defense, I think Campbell's going to be good enough on the defensive glass to limit those second chance opportunities for Stetson. I like Campbell in this one at home. There's a reason they're pretty big favorites at home. Give me Campbell, the Camels, laying the points. And in our final game of the night, we're going to see a 1 o'clock Eastern start time on SEC Network between East Tennessee State and Georgia. Georgia pretty sizable favorites in this one, but I think there is a live dog in this game. I like East Tennessee State plus the points. They're 3-3 to start the season, only 2 wins over Division I schools, and they were not great wins against Elon and Little Rock, 2 pretty weak opponents, so nothing crazy impressive there. They played a pretty weak strength of schedule so far, but what I see from East Tennessee State is the strengths that Georgia has, East Tennessee State has those strengths as well. Georgia, a good rebounding team. East Tennessee State ranked 45th in defensive rebounding, 123rd in offensive rebounding, so they can compete on the glass with Georgia in this game. Georgia, pretty good at getting to the free throw line and limiting fouls themselves, but the same thing goes for East Tennessee State. This team gets to the free throw line a ton. They're 26th in the country right now in free throws attempted over field goals attempted. It's a stat that shows you're getting to the line, taking a lot of opportunities to the charity stripe. If you're a team that's not the greatest shooting the basketball, like East Tennessee State, it's really important to get those free looks at the free throw line. So I think East Tennessee State's offense is going to be fine in this game. The defense a little bit concerning. They're ranked 289th in adjusted defensive efficiency. However, Georgia's offense is just not good enough for me to want to lay this number with them, even at home. Georgia ranked 125th in adjusted offensive efficiency, 298th in effective field goal percentage, and 331st in turnover percentage. This team's losing the ball left and right. I don't want to lay points with a team like that. Give me the points here with the Buccaneers, East Tennessee State in this one. And that's it. Those are the games for Sunday in college hoops. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.